I am just dying to know what lessons have you learned in leading teams and different teams? You didn't earn those 14 Emmys with one team, I assume, in different leagues. And the competition is incredible. Like sports media, it's so much competition in so much media programs that are produced. What can you reflect about the journey what you had?
So, Inga, that's how I would answer it. And I'm very appreciative, by the way. That's how I would answer it. It's being yourself. How did we get those teams to think alike? How did we take advantage of their individual skills? So, as you said, and thank you for that great introduction, I spent 6 years at the Oakland Raiders overseeing their content department, then 8 at the San Francisco Giants with a little bit of a larger scope, because we had in stadium and then the content department, and then 7 years at the Jets, the New York Jets, in the number one media market in the country, and the number one sport, right? And so we had to be very dialed in. And so we had a wonderful conversation before we hit record today, Inga, and it's the ability to reflect and then be able to tell the story. My goal today is to help the people on this call, this Zoom right here, just give you some sort of nugget, something that you can go back to your life and to your leadership journey or whatever it is, and then enact it immediately, and then do something that you otherwise couldn't do, right? And I'm giving myself too much credit, but I'm not. What I'm saying is we do this together. This is me learning, teaching, you learning, teaching, and we do it simultaneously. So here's how I would answer that question. One's ability to focus. So here's what I mean. So I had the fortune of coaching my former high school a number of years ago, and I came away with this thought that I implemented later in my career that I wish I would have had earlier, but I actually did it in different ways, and we did it together as part of those teams, which is, okay, Joel, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to get you involved here right now. What is the date and the time, Joel? The date and the time right now. That's very minute right here. You have to answer. Yes, you.
Oh, Joel or Joe?
I'm sorry, Joel, with an L. Yes.
It's Thursday, July 17th, and it's about 10 minutes after noon Eastern time in the
Okay.
US.
Perfect. So here's what I would say, and here is where I learned this later and did it before, but not as in a formal way. So here's what it is. There's never going to be another July 17th at 12:10 p.m. Period. In the history of the world, there's never going to be this time. So it behooves us. You can think about what you're going to have for lunch. You could think about the wine you're going to drink tonight. You could think about the meeting you have tomorrow morning. You could think about the vacation you have at Monday. Or you could dial in and give the most to this event right now. It's never coming back. So as I got older in my career, I realized the more we can engage and stay present, we can get the most out of our talent. We could be there for each other, and we can maximize what it is that we have to do. Anybody can think about dinner and think about the Netflix show you're going to watch tonight. Anyone can do that, or work on other projects, while we're doing this, or you can focus. And so as I started to realize the ability and power of focus, it would enable me to understand myself better. It would enable me to understand the people with my unique talents. Earlier in my career, my friend at the Raiders, I won't mention his name, used to tease me, and he would call me HOWZA, HOWA. And here's why he called me that, because I would be like this. He would walk into my office, I'd be typing, and he'd say, "Hey, Chris, what's going on?" I'd say, "Hey, have a seat." And I would do this. How's how's I never finished the question because I wasn't paying attention to him. And my point, I wanted to say, how's the intern doing? Or how's the project doing? Or how's the initiative doing? But I was so focused in doing something else, and I didn't even look at him. And this guy's, by the way, one of my best friends in the world to this day, because he was teaching me, Chris, pay attention to the person in front of you. And he just did it by teasing me by calling me HOWZA. We still joke about it today. So my point is, my initial point, Inga, how did you get teams to understand themselves? How did you get people to understand themselves? It was that focus. It was about me as the leader, listening to them, asking them questions, and paying attention to the answers. That lesson that that friend of mine gave me early in my career, this is in the first 3 or 4 years of my leadership career, had me better at focusing as I went through. And we think as leaders, well, geez, Chris, I focus, I can multitask. Multitasking is the most overrated term to be used as a leader. It's not healthy. Research it. Take a look at it. The ability to focus and then move on to something next, focus there. But human being focus, even in these mechanisms, is so valuable. And you could say, well, I'm busy. Okay, you're busy. But you've wasted this time with this person to learn, engage, listen, and dial in because you don't know where you're going to get a nugget from somebody else.